United are bad. Matter of fact, they're terrible. I think everyone and their mother knows that. After their legacy game against Atletico Bilbao to get to the Europa League final to make the battle of the mids versus Tottenham, they have been bad in the Premier League. A live look at United in the Premier League versus a live look at United in the Europa League. After they beat Lyon from a Harry Maguire clutch goal to get to the semi-final of the Europa League, every Premier League game in between the Europa League games they've either lost or drawn. Lost 1-0 to Wolves after a Pablo Sarabia free kick. Drew 1-1 to 10-man Bournemouth after the shit guy finally scored in the last minute. Then they played Athletic Bilbao away, which I thought they'll get slapped in. But they beat them 3-0 after Harry Maguire turned into prime Neymar and gave an all-time assist to Casemiro. So after beating Athletic Bilbao convincingly away, you would think Manchester United would gain confidence. You would think that they'll stop trolling in the Premier League and actually start playing football. Right? No, they would lose 4-3 to Brentford. How can a team have an all-time game in the semi-final of the Europa League, then the literal next game lose 4-3 to Brentford, losing to Johan Wissa? After losing to Brentford in the second leg of the Europa League versus Athletic Bilbao, the devil magic continued and United beat Athletic Bilbao 4-1 with Mason Mount scoring a double. And you know what that means? DJ, play the music. Can't play the music because of copyright tax, so you got my voice. But boy and I'm sorry, I'm making your ears bleed. Also, I'm sorry, but you can't tell me there isn't devil magic involved with United going to the Europa League final. First, Harry Maguire turns into prime Di Maria, and then we see prime Mason Mount rise from the dead. You ain't slick, Ratcliffe. You ain't slick. United and Spurs being in the Europa League final has rattled so many people so much that they're actually trying to change the rules for the winner not to get to the Champions League spot.
15th, 14th and 15th. 14th and 15th. The prize will be a place in the Champions League. Is that right?
No.
It's not.
Well, it is right if you make the decision that it is right.
Well, yes,
no,
but the reward seems far too great for two.
They should qualify automatically for the Europa League again.
That's right, yes.
Not necessarily for the Champions League, especially when you are...
Wenger having CTE was not on my bingo card this year. Anyways, after United confirmed the Europa League final spot, surprise, surprise, they would lose at home again in the Premier League to West Ham 2-0. Souček scored the first one and then Jared Bowen scored the second. His goal was so good that it made the United goalkeeper celebrate. Now the real question is, how does a team that has 39 points, 16th in the Premier League find its way in the Europa League final when my team, who's been dogging it out for years, finishing second for the 999th time, finding its way in the Champions League semi-final, not even sniff a trophy? But a team that employs Harry Maguire and Onana is about to win 3 trophies in a span of 4 years. You can't tell me football ain't scripted, yo. Like, this sport is scripted. Like, I ain't gonna lie. How's football real? It ain't real. Sorry for the valid crash out I just had. Anyways, the real question is, how does Manchester United look like prime 2017 Real Madrid in the Europa League, but in the Premier League they look like prime 2020 Norwich? You see, right now Manchester United have gotten 39 points and are sitting 16th in the table. 16th, their worst ever season of all time. How could a professional team now have more than 40 points with 2 less games to go in the Premier League? It's beyond me. You see, when Ruben Amorim was first hired by Manchester United after they sacked Erik ten Hag, the most orless manager of all time, matter of fact, the most orless human being of all time, the whole point was that United fans were tired. They were tired of trying to figure out what type of football their team was playing. They spent years in tactical limbo, going from one manager to the next, none of whom left behind a proper identity. So when Ruben Amorim arrived, he came with a promise, a system, a defined style, a blueprint, something, anything to bring direction to a team that has been wandering aimlessly for years. But now, months into his tenure, it's clear that Ruben Amorim's system ain't systeming. Ruben's football is structured build-up, high-pressing, fluid positional rotation. Looks good on the chalkboard, but on the pitch, it has not translated at all. It's been a different story. The players look like they don't understand it. At times, they try to play out from the back. It's sloppy. The midfield doesn't press as a unit. The attack, we ain't going to speak about attack. They employ Garnacho. I mean, what is there to speak about? And let's really talk about Ruben Amorim's system. I made a video a couple months ago calling him out, saying that he should change the system to fit his players that he has right now. Wait until the off-season and then he could really progress his system to the players. But then I had United fans in the comment sections writing a paragraph telling me that that's the dumbest shit they've ever heard in their life. But I gave them a valid example. When Arteta first came into the job, believe it or not, he did the same thing as Ruben's doing right now. He tried to play his style with prime Mustafi and prime Bellerin. And you know what he found out really quick? That ain't gonna cut it with these guys. So he changed the system. He played a back 5 and we played over the top football, and that's how we won the FA Cup. That's a valid comparison, but right now Ruben Amorim is not trying to change the system. He's trying to play a high line with Harry Maguire in Big 2025. And of course, they're getting slapped. It's not rocket science. Saying all that, I honestly feel bad for this man. First of all, this guy has to coach Garnacho. That alone is torture. And second of all, this guy has to deal with the greediest human being of all time. I'm talking about Mr. Krabs Ratcliffe as his employer. I mean, this guy is so greedy, he's making Ruben, his own manager, pay for his backroom staff to attend the Europa League final. What kind of devil are we dealing with here? This guy legit saw Inter Milan and PSG go band for band, aura for aura, PR for PR on how many people they could pay for their backroom staff to attend the Champions League final. But this guy said, you know what? Let me do the opposite. Another thing I feel bad for Ruben Amorim is that this guy has to deal with Manchester United players. Let's talk about Manchester United players. Because yes, we could talk about tactics and systems all day, but football is still a player's game. And right now, some United players are straight up stealing for a living. Rasmus Højlund was supposed to be the long-term answer for Manchester United up top for many years to come. Young, strong, fast, had all the tools. He came in with Haaland comparisons, not in the ability, but in the potential. And to be fair to him so far, he has shown none of it. There hasn't been any flashes. All he does out there is Mo Farah level cardio, running around with no end product. He is not clinical at all. But to be fair with Rasmus Højlund, this man does not get any service. I mean, he has to rely on Garnacho to get service. But when he does get service, this man is impotent. This man can't finish his dinner. This man cannot, I'm not even going to try to say what I'm about to say, but you get what I'm trying to say. Manchester United bought 2 strikers who are clinically inept. And there's one thing in football you can't teach, and that's how to put the ball in the back of the net. You're either born with it or not. And right now, Manchester United have 2 strikers who are not born with putting the ball in the back of the net. Also, Manchester United have an Onana problem. Onana was supposed to be the modern goalkeeper, the evolution. United fans kicked out club legend David De Gea out the door for this guy because he could pass. And what they've gotten so far is inconsistency wrapped in chaos. One minute the guy looks world class, the other minute this guy is causing beef with Matic and letting in goals for Manchester United. The only reason why Manchester United bought Onana was because he could play out from the back. He could do the modern thing, the play out from the back merchant. And so far, this guy playing out from the back, he looks like a total anxiety. Just like how David De Gea was, which is funny as hell. What's also funny is how Inter Milan scammed Manchester United and got a better goalkeeper for literally 2% of the transfer fee of Onana. The saying, never trust a black goalkeeper, has never been true with Onana. Another player we need to talk about is Luke Shaw, the fat ass. One fit, he is one of the best players at Manchester United, but the issue is one fit. Injuries have made him a part-time footballer, and United can't keep relying on someone who's made out of glass. The left-hand side of Manchester United without this man looks completely ass. There is no rhythm, there is no consistency, and the kid they try to replace him with in January, that kid looks raw as hell. But saying all that, for how bad Manchester United have been this season, the system being ass, the players being ass, the whole team being ass, them being 16th and all that, this season they could have it in the books if they win the Europa League final, which I need them to win. Listen, Manchester United, I need y'all. Alright? Red FC, we need y'all. Arsenal Nation needs y'all. Because the last thing I need right now is that team to win a European trophy before me. Like, yo, that can't happen. Red Nation, yo, we need y'all, Manchester United. Ruben, do something for me. Bruno, do something for me, please, because I need y'all. Because right now, all the signs leads toward Tottenham Hotspur winning the Europa League. Harry Kane winning his first ever trophy. Newcastle winning a trophy in 70 years. Bologna winning a trophy for the first time in I don't know how many years. And then Ange saying that he always wins a trophy in his second season. Like, I'm shaking right now. I'm on my knees, bro. I need y'all, please, man. I need y'all, demons. Do your thing, United. Do your thing, please. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I can't live in a world where Tottenham Hotspur has a European trophy before us. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Now, I know they have a European trophy, but that's pre-black and white. I don't care about that. If it's pre-black and white, it don't count in my books. Please, United, do what Liverpool did for us. Red FC, do what Liverpool did for us. Hashtag I stand with United. I ain't gonna lie, this is low-key embarrassing as hell. I gotta rely on 2025 Manchester United to beat Tottenham. Where has it gone wrong? Where has it gone wrong? Anyways, please like, subscribe, and join the Discord. Bye.